Asa Talcott was an abolitionist. He came from Connecticut. The home was built around 1833. I think really actually before then, because when Asa bought it, it was in the May of 1833 and the house was already here. I couldn't see anybody building a house in the wintertime, so I'm thinking probably around 1832 it was actually built, at least the first section of the house was. He put forth a lot of effort to help people out, like a lot of people in Africa, former slaves that lived there. Ben Henderson in particular used Asa Talcott to help him with supplies and clothing, and they even hid him sometimes, supposedly in a barn that was behind Asa's house. Jacksonville's overall history. It has a lot of history on the Underground Railroad, obviously. We got 9 sites, which I believe are more sites than any other city in the state of Illinois. But we have a unique history that blends a lot of different time periods, but they all transcend from one into the other as they move forward. Like with the African American history, blacks were actually here as early as 1824 before the town was founded. And then they migrate into the Underground Railroad segment of it. Then when you get the freedom part, we had a police officer in the 1880s that was black. We had an alderman in the 1870s. Supposedly the town in a folklore way is named after Jacksonville. Most people believe it's Andrew Jackson, the war hero at the time, but I did some research and found a book that said Jacksonville was named after a prominent colored preacher named, Andrew Jackson. So, Jacksonville's got a two-headed coin in my thoughts. So. It really brings out the history of Jacksonville, the black people's history, our history here. Not that it's ever been left dormant, because it's evident in every part of Jacksonville's history. But recognition comes slow for people like us a lot of times. And something like this gives representatives to those who didn't come back here but went on to be successful. It gives knowledge to the students that go to school here in the schools, what their city, what their town, what the people were like, and how blacks played a part in the role of the city's development and a lot of different things. So it's important, and mostly in the educational field. We present and show a lot of things that you just won't get on college level or even in the smaller schools, smaller education. People need to use places like this place here and any other places, whether it represents the black culture and history or a different ethnic group that came here or whatever, and take time to understand and relate. There's so much that needs to be expressed and talked, but people are still at the stage where they're afraid to discuss it. They don't want to ask a question. Places like this allow people to walk in, see, relate, feel, and understand what this is about. Because when we say Black Lives Matter, we're not saying that other lives don't matter. We're just saying, if you look at our history, at what point in time in our history did we matter? There's really no time that we did. So we're just trying to say, hey, we do matter. Look what we're about, what we've done.